Hello everybody and welcome, my name is Gara Benton, and today here on this exciting Yu-Gi-Oh video, we have some Yu-Gi-Oh news from the OCG that is super exciting for all those Six Samurai players out there that watch my videos. That's right, I saw you guys because I know how many people watch my Six Samurai deck profile, which Six Samurais are my favorite deck out there, and this news is amazing for the Six Samurai deck. So without further ado, I'm going to go into the news and talk about the new Six Samurai card that is announced for Link Vrains Pack 2, explain a little bit what Link Vrains Pack is, and then go over why this card is absolutely broken for Six Samurais. There's also Magical Musketeers monster, which I don't care too much about. I just care about the Six Samurai monster. When I saw this last night, I was at work and I wanted to freak out because this card is absolutely broken for Six Samurais and may actually get Six Samurais back on the ban list for some cards. But without further ado, let's look at this amazing Six Samurai Link monster. So this first effect we don't really care about because that's the Magical Musketeer card. But the second card right here, the card name is Great General of the Six Samurai. I wish it had a cooler name. I wish it was, because I don't really like the Grandmaster of the Six or the Spirit of the Six, that sort of thing. I like when they have names like Xian, or it would have been really cool for it to be a Xian Link monster or a Xian Link monster, or something Six Samurai Xian, because that would be really cool. But it's not. It is just a generic Great General of the Six Samurai. Or I wish it would say Great Shogun. It probably, when it comes over to the TCG, it'll say Great Shogun of the Six Samurai. I hope it doesn't say General, because that just doesn't mix with the Samurai vibes. I hope it says Shogun. But basically, it is a Link to Earth, which is okay. Most like Kizan and Kizaru are both Earth, so that's really good for Gozen Match and that sort of thing. But I wish it was a a light or something really random, because there's a trap card that if you control six samurais with different attributes, it skips your opponent's turn, and that's what we were missing. We were missing a Six Samurai monster that was a different attribute other than ones we normally had, so that way we could play that card, which Xian kind of counted for that, and it wasn't super easy to do. With a soul charge or something, you could do it, but I'm just thinking of ideas in my head for this Link monster off the wall of what everybody's already thought of so far, and this card has only been announced last night. And so it's got two downward pointing arrows just like a Zold, and the way you make this, and this is what makes it absolutely crazy, it's not two Six Samurai monsters, it's two warriors, including a Six Samurai monster. So the combo I'm already thinking in my head, which doesn't even go off the wall, is play two Six Samurais, link into a Zold, special Kizaru, and then link into this guy. And the reason why I'm thinking strategically and already thinking about incorporating this guy in my combos is because his first effect, you can only use the first effect of this card's name only once per turn, which kind of stinks that it says this card's name. If it only said once per turn, then we could obviously loop it and it'd be great, but yeah, it's going to say the once per turn for this card's name. And its first effect is, if this card is Link summoned, you can discard one card, add from your deck to your hand one card that has an effect that places a Bushido counter on a card. That is mind blown. All the Six Samurai continuous spell cards, you place Bushido counters on. Just think about it for a second. We're going to go over some of the cards that you can search here in a little bit once we're done going over this card, but think about it. That is insane. How easy this card is to summon, that is pure insanity. And I can't wait to see what this does in the OCG, because they have Gateway at 3. Just a little spoiler there. Just look at it that way. The second effect is, each time a Six Samurai monster is normal/special summon to a zone this card points to, place one Bushido counter on that card. That is also insane because what does Kizan do? Special summon to wherever you want as long as you control another Six Samurai, which this is a Six Samurai monster. What does Red Blue do with Miso and Shinai? Well, red special summons blue, blue special summons red. There you go. All you got to do is, and then you tribute blue in the other spot, play another blue, you're set. And then another thing that's really good about that is something we'll go over here in a little bit. Just remember that this has Bushido counters that go onto it. And then 3 gains 100 attack for each Bushido counter on cards you control. We can have infinite counters, guys. I don't know if you realize this. Red-blue combo, infinite counters, play 3 of each in your decks when you have this card. Mind blown. When I first read through this, I thought it said on this card, but it says for each Bushido counter on cards you control. Absolutely insane card. This card is broken, and this card may even make itself on the Forbidden and Limited list when we start playing it in the TCG. But I've rambled on about this card for 6 minutes already, and it feels like no time at all. Oh my god, this card is amazing, and I'm sorry that I'm fangirling so hard, but this card is amazing. Now, what cards can this card search? Let's look at it. We're going to go from order from what I think is least useful to most useful. And we have 4 cards here that I can think of right now that it can search that I would think about using in a deck. One is not extremely useful for today's metagame. The other 2 are kind of together. Like, they're both super useful. And then the third one's absolutely broken. And so the first one is Temple of the Six. Now, this card is super duper simple. And the way I use it if I decide to play it is it's just a gateway counter creator. I mean, its effect is nice, but it just holds counters for gateway. And basically what it is each time a Six Samurai monster is normal or special summoned, place 1 Bushido counter on this card. Monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack for each Bushido counter on this card. Its effect isn't super relevant because your opponents aren't going to have any monsters on the field by the time you're done anyways, but it is something to note. And so this is one of the cards you can search for. Getting Bushido counters on everything is pretty great. Next card that it can search, these next two kind of go hand in hand, is Six Samurai United and Sheen's Dojo. So United, every time a Six Samurai monster is normal, special summon, place 1 Bushido counter on this card, max 2, send this card to the graveyard, draw 1 card for each Bushido counter on this card. And so draw cards, always useful. It's almost a pot of greed. And then Dojo, it's the same thing except for it has no limit. And you can special summon 1. You can just send this card to the graveyard, special summon 1 Six Samurai or Sheen effect monster from your main deck whose level is less than or equal to the number of Bushido counters on this card. Now, what I mostly use this for, it's obviously a combo extender. And then also, if you don't need to use it as a combo extender, what I generally do is if I have Gateway and this on the field, I will get this to like 7 counters. And then I'll have Shien on the board, and then Great Shogun Sheen for the lock there on spell and trap cards. So that is also really awesome. These 2 are really awesome. And so if you have the last card in your hand already, because it is sadly at 1 in the TCG, then you would search one of these 2 cards. And the last card is Gateway of the Six. This is our win condition right here, as long as our opponent doesn't have a Ghost Ogre. And it's so freaking amazing that we can now search this card. Imagine if something happens to where Konami puts this card back to 3 and we can search it. Mind blown. Because this card, if you don't know what it does, every time a Six Samurai monster is normal or special summoned, place 2 Bushido counters on this card. You can remove Bushido counters from this card. You can remove Bushido counters from your field to activate these effects. So it's not just from this card, it's from anywhere on the field. So if you have this, United, Dojo, and that Link monster, every time you are summoning a Six Samurai monster, keep in mind how often you special summon a 6 Samurai monster. Every time you summon a 6 Samurai monster, you get 5 counters. 2 on Gateway, 1 on United, 1 on Dojo, and 1 on the Link monster if you summon it to a zone the Link monster points to. That is insane, because you only need 4 counters to search a 6 Samurai from your deck or add back from your graveyard. You get 5 counters every time you summon a 6 Samurai. Broken. Absolutely broken. And even if you don't summon to a zone a Link monster points to, because you're going into number 86, you still search the Gateway. You are guaranteed, unless your opponent ashes your guy, which they would have already ashed your Isolde, as long as they don't ash your Grand General of the 6, then you get to search Gateway. You get to search Gateway. You get to freaking search Gateway. It is beautiful. It is awesome. And if you guys see how awesome this is, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and there will be more 6 Samurai videos coming in the future. And as I come up with combos and things, then I will be sharing them in preparation for this card. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.